Is the new 40k character encyclopedia worth buying?
Spiky bits.
What is this? A book for ants? Well, I guess you know what I think about this. You don't even have to watch the video. No, all joking aside, first off, I'm Rob Barrett from SpikyBits.com. I have a lot to say about this. I pre-ordered it just like many of you from the site because I thought it was a good deal. At 25 bucks, this Warhammer character encyclopedia comes with a free Lieutenant Titus figure, which is actually included inside of it. But there's a lot to unpack inside this particular book. And I think the first thing being, I thought it was gonna be at least this big. So here's the two DK books right next to each other. This one came out about this time last year. This one's coming out here in October 2025. The big pull of this book is it's roughly $25 and it comes with a Lieutenant Titus figure, which, you know, is still on store shelves from last December for like 35 bucks or so. It's a cool mini. I don't particularly like it, you know, because I think it's the backwards kind of posing from the Space Marine 2 video game art cover. You know, what surprised me most was I got this and I was like, it can't be this big. And you know, in the box, and I opened it up and I was like, what the heck? Because, you know, this particular book, and we've done an unboxing on this, this is a heavy book. It's high quality. Now, the bind's split and whatever, I don't really care. And it's kind of the same format, but it really goes into a lot of stuff in here. And it's very thorough. Like, this is a cool book. I kind of wish this came with free miniature, but now that I see how they do the free miniatures, I'm very concerned by that. So let's break it down real quick. So here is the actual book itself. It says printed in China on the back. We'll talk about that more in a second. But you might notice this right here. And you're probably wondering what that is. Well, that is to basically put the miniature in the book to include it and have it fit in the case packs, you know, because everything's optimized, volumetric shipping coming over from China, going to UK warehouses, coming over here to America, to the Amazon warehouse, I'm sure, et cetera, which is both good and bad in a lot of cases. So it took up a lot of space here, and then it basically like reduced the page count. And I think we've all done that thing with our homework. You're like, yeah, okay, there's 200 pages in here. But I mean, look at each entry. Like it's basically a summary. Like if I wanted to know about Illuminator Xeris, you know, I look it up in a wiki or something. Like, I mean, this is cool because it's like, oh, you get like some quick factoids about it, but I almost feel like it was, you know, there was more information in here. Now, some of the guys, they got like 2 pages and stuff. Like Titus kind of has 2 pages, and I think Mortarion did too. He's got a lot of stuff in here. So the more important the character, the more space they have in the book. But, you know, it's just like, oh, dang, what's going on here? And then to get the miniature, you have to undo the sticker and kind of rip the book apart, the literal binding of the book. And I get it, it's hard to like include a figure with a book and make it an offering. And obviously that's what Warhammer is, it's models and fluff and stuff. But then that brings up a whole nother can of worms. So it says made in China, printed in China, excuse me. I recently, on this very channel, talked about that, where I was like, hey, that's really interesting. And I put out a short because the Necron Tomb World box, it says made in the UK, but clearly inside of it, there's components that say made in China. And I was like, oh, that's what I have been wondering for a while, because can they get away with saying made in the UK if it contains a bunch of parts from China? We know they do print, we know they do books. They also do books here in the States and books in Japan too. I've seen it on the Codex books saying made there, right? So we know that they can basically make stuff in China, repackage it, or assemble it in the UK and say made in the UK. And I talked about this 10 years ago with the Age of Sigmar terrain and other bulkier terrain because it said made in China on it, and then they changed it. They put the UK flag, they said designed in the UK, made in China underneath it, and now it's just everything always says made in the UK, which is clearly not the case, because I mean, look at this. This is printed in China. So you're telling me that they went to all this trouble to include the sprue in here. They're not gonna get this in the UK warehouses, open up all the case packs, flip this thing open, pull these out, flip this thing open and seal it down. Because look at this, it's already sealed. It's part of the binding. Like, this was all done in China. This whole thing, in my opinion, was made in China. And that was something else I said, because some of the earlier ETB kits, miniature kits, actual sprues printed in China. They do it. And because some of the earlier Space Marine heroes weren't made in the UK and shipped over to Japan, they were made in China and shipped to Japan, because I have all the boxes imported from Japan. So, you know, and that was just the first instance I noticed, and there was other slip ups, but then since everything says made in the UK, but this says printed in China, because again, in my opinion, I can't prove this, they made this in China. They're not gonna waste their new brag rights of $16 a warehouse employee to get them to open up these boxes, put this little sprue in here and seal this up. I just don't feel like that was the case. This was clearly printed this way and made this way and then shipped to Games Workshop, which, you know, brings up whole other things like getting around tariffs, getting around things from China, because the China tariffs are much, much higher. So if they bring it into the UK, they put it in a box, they kick it over to here. I don't know the legality of it all and how it all works, but yeah, GW has cracked the code and they know what they're doing, and they're gonna squeeze every last ounce of money out of every product they have. Now, soapbox off, is this product for you? It's not for me. It's not, because I already have this figure. I don't need little lore refreshers like this. I already know all this stuff. I've been doing this for 35 years. I mean, I got to keep up with the retcons and stuff, sure, but you know, whatever. I don't care. If you're just starting out in your hobby journey, this is perfect for you. 25 bucks? Are you kidding me? Like, you get the man himself right here. You get a bunch of lore snippets to introduce you into Warhammer 40k. This is great. This is great for a gift. This is great for any new hobbyist, anybody that's gotten into the hobby recently or just getting back into the hobby, was in it before. This is perfect for you. It's not a product for me, and it's not a product for veteran players out there. Plus, I think more importantly, me, from my obsessive business compulsion over Games Workshop, it really puts the exclamation point on. They're gonna squeeze every last cent they can out of every product they put out, and it's just the end period, because they have to, because they do a lot of things really good, but they do even more things really badly. And I feel like if they didn't have that ebb and flow of trying to make every last cent off of every product, they would definitely backslide into, well, where they were 10 years ago when they almost went bankrupt. So that's it for this one. You know, I try to keep it really short. You know, you got my opinion there. If you're a new hobbyist, this is for you. If you're a veteran hobbyist, probably not for you, but still 25 bucks. Cash money dollars all day in the value department for sure. So let me know what you think about this. Go check out that, and maybe we'll link it in here to that Hey, Warhammer Made in China video, because they do it. I said do. I'm not above that. And you know, it's just really interesting to kind of observe all the things and then hear them cry about, oh, Gamek is competing unfairly with us over 3D printed miniatures. This whole hobby is just kind of an LOL at this point, but it is really nice and engrossing and relaxing at the same time. So that's it for this one. Let me know what you think of this particular $25 product. I can't believe we're talking, we're having a debate about a $25 Warhammer product. It's basically free in Warhammer money.
Thanks for watching. Supporting us is super easy. Just click on the article links provided, subscribe, or follow us right here. And remember, next time you're searching for the best Warhammer news, type Spiky Bits into Google to get the most accurate info. See you in the next one.